Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Tuesday podcast. Tomorrow is going to be a special show. Giving you a heads up right now.
Yes.
All right. Wednesday. Okay. It's an unusual week. Thursday, it's a national public holiday. That means that you and I are not here.
That's right.
So Robbo will be holding down the fort and a few others over ANZAC Day. We won't be here. So tomorrow, the day before ANZAC Day, on your Wednesday, the 24th, we want to dedicate the show mostly to ANZAC Day.
Yeah, that's right. There are so many different perspectives that are really helpful to look at, and how you're celebrating, commemorating with your family. I also love the stories, DJ, and we're hoping that there are some of our family who can give us a call with some of their family stories or traditions that have been passed on.
Have you got any family stories around ANZAC Day? Any family members that you can tell stories about?
Yeah, look, I think there have been on Murray's side, so it'll be good I might even get him to share those. It's actually nice to hear from the family's perspective. My dad's family were involved in helping with the Jewish people in Amsterdam. So they were very much involved in the underground movement there.
Cool.
So all of those stories are sort of that related, not so much with the ANZACs, but certainly war stories of incredible bravery.
It's all around the that same World War II era there, all those amazing stories of bravery that have come out there. I might have to dust off. Both of my grandfathers were involved in the war, and might have to dust off a couple of those stories and bust them out on tomorrow's show. But we'd love to hear from you. Please do us a massive favour and join along in our Facebook page. Our Facebook page, I can tell you right now, if you go to facebook.com.
Have you busted your ceiling of 200?
Well, the Rise and Shine Facebook page we're up to nearly 450 followers.
Okay.
373 likes. I want to get, let's give ourselves a goal of 500 likes there.
Very nice.
If we get to 500 likes, I think that's going to be about 600 followers. It seems to be going in that sort of pattern there. And that's on the page. That's on the public page. In the private group, 201 members. So
I just love that person who pushed us over your barrier of 200. So well done to you.
Do I even let you know that there's a couple of people who are waiting for approval of member requests?
That's the way.
So I'm already looking for people I can start booting out.
Not at all. We love you. Come on in. Group hug.
Enjoy the show today. It was a lot of fun.
Great conversations, fun, inspiration and more. Rise and shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
I was going to say, Warrie, I had I've got two of my three sons down in Victoria at the moment. And the middle one, Galvin.
Very quiet house in the Payne household.
Very nice and quiet.
Has it been peaceful?
It has been very peaceful. It's been very, very, very nice.
Very chilled.
Very chilled, especially the youngest one has come back and immediately he's just booked himself up shifts to go work at Hungry Jack's. He's got himself another job at an Italian restaurant. Yeah, the kid is so motivated to work.
Very entrepreneurial.
Oh, he is. So we're sitting around, and then I get a phone call from my middle son, Galvin, who's 17 going on 18. He's just been down in Geelong, Victoria, surprising a good friend of his for his 18th birthday.
That's very nice.
Very nicely done. And he was flying home yesterday, and I get the phone call.
Right.
And I'm looking at it going, I think this is around about boarding time. It's either going to be everything's great,
Love
Dad.
you, Dad. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Or it's going to be something's gone wrong. It was B. Something's gone wrong. He had rocked up to the airport, 10 minutes late. The gate had already been closed. The flight had already been closed.
The poor love.
But he is the opposite of that song. He does not worry about anything. No, he was just like, okay. He explained to the ladies the situation, and they said, okay, we can book you a flight tomorrow. And we can do this.
He
and we
wasn't
can move
stressed?
this. Not at all. The kid does not. The middle child does not.
That could be
stress.
a good. Like sometimes you think you want a tiny bit of stress because it means that you understand the predicament that you're in, right?
No problems. Called his grandparents. Hey, I'm still down here. Okay, we'll come pick you up. All right, Dad, I'll see you tomorrow. Is that okay? I'm coming.
Wow.
Like, no.
What a great attitude.
Very, very chill attitude, that one.
Okay.
No worry at all. So today we've got him flying in, and then my oldest and his girlfriend are flying in as well from from Victoria, and they're flying in. I won't mention the airline, but the airline is sending them all over the place to get here. One of those cheap budget airlines. They're catching buses.
It's
so they're all coming in
forever.
today. It's all coming in today.
Well, don't worry.
Yeah.
By tonight, the Pain House will be back together.
At some point. The House of Pain
no
will
matter how long it takes.
Oh, dear. Listen, hey, Tony Davenport from the newsroom is going to pop down in just a moment and share some of the news that is making waves up there. Don't go anywhere. Don't worry. You're on Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
Fel, DJ, and in the house, DJ Tony. How are you, Tony?
Not much of a DJ.
Bopping all your way down from the newsroom for us.
Love having you down here. I know there's so many news stories. Every time I come past either newsroom or your desk that sits outside of the newsroom. I don't know why you've been kicked out of the newsroom out there. But you're out there. There are stories flying everywhere. There's videos, there's papers, there's everything everywhere. So this morning, what should Australia be aware of that maybe isn't making the massive headlines around the world?
Right. Well, there's a huge drought disaster right across southern Africa.
Oh.
They've had like an El Nino for about 5 or 6 years. There have been a break, but overall it has got worse and worse. They've had hardly any rain in the rainy season, which is really from November through to April.
Okay.
And they've had very, very hot times as well, and all the crops have just dried up.
Yeah.
Millions of people are starving. This is from Zimbabwe has just declared a state of disaster, but next to it is Zambia, Malawi also have declared states of emergency. They desperately need food, basically.
Yeah.
It's Zimbabwe says that nearly 3 million people will starve this year if they don't get aid. Now, most of those people in Zimbabwe are Christians.
Yeah.
About 85% of the population are Christians.
Okay.
And in the neighbouring countries as well, Zambia, Malawi, they're also very Christian
Even
countries.
in South Africa, down in South Africa, a lot of Christians.
Yeah, there are a lot of Christians there. Then South Africa seems to be not quite so bad as the ones just north of it.
Well, there's talk in South Africa of going back to the water rationing. They've had days where they've had to ration out water and just turn off the water mains.
Really?
At the thing and say, today there's no water going out because otherwise we're going to drain everything out.
Wow.
So it's getting bad over there.
Yeah, and South Africa is actually a little bit better off, even though it's bad, than the countries just north of it.
Exactly.
Like, there's this huge lake between Zimbabwe and Zambia called Lake Kariba. It is only at 13% capacity.
Wow.
That means they can't use ferries. There's absolutely no drinking water. All the wildlife is dying. It's an absolute tragedy.
Right. And so for us, is there hope? Is there something that we can be doing?
We can look at probably donating to some of the humanitarian aid organisations. Barnabas Aid, which is a Christian organisation, recently sent 23 tonnes of grains and other supplies to Zimbabwe alone.
Okay.
Wow.
So that helped. The World Food, I think it was something like it would provide 500,000 servings. So you see, it's not really that much. Yeah. They need, 1 million tonnes of aid to these countries.
It sounds like praying for rain is a good place for us to start as well.
And there is a little bit of good news on that front, is that the El Nino is set to start breaking from next month. Okay. That's what the forecasters say. But even if that happens, they won't get much of a crop even next year, and it could take several years to recover.
Oh, man, so much to pray about there because, there's so many different, global organisations that have got their eyes set on Africa, especially the southern parts of Africa, wanting to get in and influence there. So we want to see, the right influences happening over there, and especially in these Christian countries. So I guess the thing to do is pray for pray for Zimbabwe and the countries around there. Keep an eye out for articles like that over at vision.org.au. We'll be back in just a moment with Tony to hear more Christian news, maybe something a little bit more local, closer to home here.
And all the way down from the newsroom, we've got Tony with us. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing very well.
Oh, very nice.
Now, we just went to Africa with a hard story over there that we're going to be praying about in the future. Let's come back to home here in Australia. Got some good news for us over here?
Yes, it's a lovely story about a church in Townsville. It's celebrating its anniversary, 100th anniversary.
Fantastic.
This month. It's had special services this month because Calvary Christian Church, it began as a house church, 1924. 1924 began as a house church.
That's right, 100 years.
And the founder was a guy called Charles Entignap. Very
Okay.
hard name to say. And he founded it from his health church, and his first convert donated the equivalent of $5,000 to buy a huge tent to set up in a field so the congregation could be accommodated for the first 10 years.
Wow.
Then they moved into the city of Townsville and they stayed there for about half a century and sort of cruised along, didn't really grow hugely. But then there were the senior pastors, David and Marie Cartledge took over Calvary, and suddenly things changed. And Senior Pastor Marie, who's still alive and still going strong, she said that there was a move of the Holy Spirit and what she called a cleansing in the church, and it just grew and grew and grew, and that's never ended. And so what they did, the church went out and bought a big block of land, 37 hectares on what was the outskirts of Townsville in Mount Louisa, and built a huge auditorium, and they built Calvary Christian College there. And it just, their membership grew and grew, and they set up missions overseas. They set up like a house for vulnerable kids or troubled kids. And then this century, they've really steamed ahead with opening new campuses right across Queensland. They've opened in Cairns and Brisbane and Rockhampton, Yeppoon, Blackwater, and a very big one on the Sunshine Coast. And that's in no particular order. I think Sunshine Coast was second, but they have really, really grown right across the state. And they've even opened in South Africa.
I was going to say, I'm just looking at the website here. They were talking about South Africa a minute ago. They've got a church over there.
Just on Sunday, they held their first service at a new church in Port Moresby.
That's so exciting.
100 years old this year, Calvary Church.
Going strong and expanding more than ever. Very exciting.
I love it. Their website is Calvary. Just look for Calvary Church, Townsville. It'll pop straight up right there. That's what I did. You can read all about their story right there as well. Have we got something on the website about Calvary Church? And
you certainly do. It went up over the weekend.
I love it. All right, so go to vision.org.au and you can find all the information there. Great to have some good news stories as well, especially as, we don't hear many good news stories, especially around churches in Australia. And that's what I love you doing your writing here for us at Vision, Tony. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for popping on in.
You're welcome.
It's the best way to start your day. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. With Fel DJ on Vision.
This week in our household, they are waiting for Thursday. Nice to have a public holiday sort of in the middle of the week. ANZAC Day is coming up.
It is. ANZAC Day's on Thursday. We celebrate. I always say that ANZAC Day, I think, is, I know that we have days off for Christmas and I know we have days off for Easter.
Yes.
But I feel like in our culture today, in the post-Christian culture of Australia, ANZAC Day is our one remaining religious holiday in all of Australia. It's where everybody stops and, most Australians want to get out there and go to an ANZAC Day service. Not all. And in that ANZAC Day service, it is still, I love taking people who've never been to an ANZAC Day service.
It's very special.
It's very special. And it is a church service. There are prayers, there are hymns, there are recitals talking about what God has done for us and remembering that. And I'm always amazed, especially some Christians who feel like, I don't want to be like, I might be a pacifist. I don't want to get involved in this. This is a bit too military. And I can understand that. I was like that as a younger person. But when you actually go, you go, oh my goodness, there's a lot here that as a Christian I can build on and talk to people about.
I can lean into.
Yeah, exactly,
sure.
exactly. Well, it's going to be different programming on air on Thursday, of
That's
course,
right.
for your national public holiday. We won't be here.
No.
We'll be out. I'll be spending time with the family at an ANZAC Day service down south, and we'll be making ANZAC biscuits and all sorts of great stuff. Robbo's going to be holding down the fort here,
at least in the morning. So in the morning, instead of us, you'll hear Robbo.
Robbo will be back.
There are a couple of little ANZAC services throughout the day,
Yes.
and some news, and so lots of things that you know and love along the way. But yes, you'll get to hear Robbo, which is nice, I think.
So you can play Where's Robbo on ANZAC Day, and
Just
he'll
keep
be
calling
in the
him
studio.
and telling him where he is.
He's in the
In fact,
studio.
that'd be quite funny.
Yeah,
Tell them
yeah.
we sent you.
Yeah. He'll love that. Listen, Brett and Kate coming up in just a moment.
Rise and shine with Fel and DJ on Vision Christian Radio.
And joining us back for another Tuesday on this very special week of ANZAC Day, ANZAC Week. I've seen trending on Twitter recently, people are putting forward ANZAC Month, all of April, celebrating all things ANZAC. So to celebrate with us and to remember with us, we have the wonderful Brett and Kate Ryan from Focus on the Family Australia. Hello.
Hello.
Hello to you.
Now, ANZAC Day. What do you guys get involved? What do you guys do?
Well, we've done a combination actually. We've been in to the service,
Dawn service.
Dawn service, and we've also watched it on television.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the great things that we've done with our kids is talk about our own grandfathers, because both of our grandfathers were in the war. My grandfather was a stretcher bearer, and Brett's grandfather was a bomb diffuser.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
And he lived to tell
so-
the tale, did he, Brett?
And then he became a bank manager. So you can see the correlation.
Yeah.
But
Bombs
it
and
was-
banks. All right.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just, I just found it really important that for somebody to understand another person, you need to understand what they walked through.
Yeah.
And so we used to talk about that with our kids, saying, to fully understand another person, you have to ask about their story. And so we talked about honouring and sacrifice and what it really meant for families to have their precious ones go off to war and the significance of that.
And that sacrifice, then you can apply it into your everyday life about how, as a husband or a wife, how do you sacrifice your wants and desires and your own personal agenda, and then lay that down. And that's what we're meant to be doing. Submit one to another out of reverence for Christ. And then we actually role model that for our children to serve and to sacrifice. And so we can apply the principles of ANZAC, the ANZAC spirit, so to speak, and then how we can do that in our own families, because selfishness is something that is very, very alive and well in our culture today, unfortunately.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's listen to some music, come back, because I think there's some great opportunities in front of us with ANZAC Day as both, families, Christians and churches, because I think it's one of the, dare I say it, it's one of the most sacred, holy days of Australia. No matter what your background is, no matter if you're a believer or not, all of Australian culture really pays attention to ANZAC Day. So I want to break that down with you next here on Rise and Shine. We are just a couple of days away from ANZAC Day. We have Brett and Kate Ryan on the line with us. And Brett and Kate, I really believe that the Australian culture has very little that it considers sacred anymore. And one day that the whole country comes to a stop and says, no, we are remembering this, is ANZAC Day. And I really do believe there's a great opportunity here for Christians in the church to step in and, really have a voice in this on this special day. Have you guys had any experience around that?
Well, I think I'll mention something and then Kate can go on to something. The fact is, we just recently celebrated Easter and the greatest sacrifice that the world has all enjoyed and benefited from, the great sacrifice of Jesus Christ. And then we apply that to the the sacrifice of those who have fallen soldiers who sacrificed their life for our country, for our freedom. But we've got more than our freedom. We've got the potential for eternity. And so there is a lot of great segues that we can talk about that as Christians. And as you rightly so, around the water cooler at work or in our neighborhoods, we can actually talk about what it means to sacrifice and what Jesus did, because people still acknowledge Easter. But I would agree with you. It seems like ANZAC Day is a very holy day here in Australia.
Yeah, but I love also that you were saying earlier in our last section that you were talking about not just something that we can talk about sort of broadly, but actually bringing it home to something that we can apply in our home and in our family as we're talking about that sacrifice that was given for us.
Oh, absolutely. It's always got to come back into the home.
Yeah.
Everything that we look at, we can get a lesson from it. And so it's beautiful symbolism. The last post, when they play that trumpet,
bugle,
bugle. Get my instrument right.
It's often a trumpet, though, I think, at school, isn't it?
It's often a trumpet, and in fact, I say that because our son has played it on the trumpet.
Yeah, there you go.
And so, when it was actually the dawn service, our son would get up and play his trumpet. And, oh, my goodness, it was totally eerie hearing it echo around the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
And, it makes me teary right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you can put that beautiful symbolism of sacrifice. Because often we just go, oh, we're a free country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a free country because a lot of people went before us. And still do. I have a niece and a nephew in the army right now. And so, I look at their lives and they sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
And some people will say, well, they chose that life. They chose to lay down their lives really for their countries. Yeah. That's what they've done.
That's right.
It's powerful. It's powerful imagery. It's a powerful symbolism. And I'll never forget, I had some dear friends at church who were immigrants to this great country.
Right.
And they never felt like, they felt awkward around ANZAC Day, and they sort of bunkered down and was like, this is obviously not for us. Sure. And I really, and again, they had children here, they'd, been here for a long time, and I convinced them, hey, come along, and they were like, oh, I don't know. And I dragged them along to an ANZAC Day dawn service, and, not exactly morning people. They could not stop talking about, they were like, that was like a church service. There were prayers. There were hymns. Yeah. They were talking about God. They talked about this, and I was like, yes, this is why
laying your life down. All of
this is why we as Christians need to get involved in the community around this, because I think there's some great opportunities to speak in and have our children see that as well as they come alongside.
Absolutely.
And also reiterate that to our children, that the benefits they have received now is because of as what Kate said before, of those fallen soldiers. And
watching them walk in the parade, seeing parents walk with their great grandparents, some of them, for those who are still alive. They might be in wheelchairs, but then you've got their children and their children's children, and you see them walking in this parade, and you go, they are passing down the history and teaching them about the sacrifice these people made.
And all of the services have actually grown and expanded. Like it's been, as rightly said, it's got bigger and bigger, even though it's further and further away from when it actually took place.
Exactly. Listen, we could talk about this all day long. I'm sure if people have got more questions around how they can get involved or what type of angles they can talk about it with their kids, they can get a hold of you over at families.org.au.
That's correct.
Getting you up and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
And DJ, I've been thinking about ANZAC Day.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I went shopping because I feel like as a mum you've got to make ANZAC Day cookies at some point, biscuits. I know you have a problem with that.
They're not cookies, they're biscuits.
Well, I mean, you say tomato, I say tomato.
I'll let you say
whatever.
How about bickies? We come and meet in the middle, we go bickies.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
Happy with that. So it has been a discussion put in our house.
Yep.
What are we up to for ANZAC Day?
Okay.
It's important to think about ahead of time.
See, this is where this is a classic difference here, and even chatting to a few people around the office, people saying, hey, talking to the family about Anzac Day, working out what we're doing on Anzac Day. I run with an iron rod, and I say, this is what we're doing on Anzac Day. And if the kids go, well, and again, they're reaching the age now with Drummond. Drummond's turning 21 this year, where he might turn around and go, well, Dad, I've got other plans. And I'll be like, oh, no.
Okay, then.
We're all going to do this together as a family. No, I'm excited. We're all getting together on a family, my extended family, getting together on Anzac Day.
Lovely.
And, it's, celebrating, remembering, doing all that good stuff. So the question is, what are you doing on an Anzac Day? You can shoot us a text. You can give us a call, 1-800-316-316. And because I haven't played this in a while.
Oh, have you got it?
Yeah, Lachlan, what is the text line?
0447 488 316. That's the number that you text for the Rise and Shine Breakfast team. 0447 488 316. Just give them a text, they can't reply yet. But give him a text on 0447 488 316.
Too good.
I still love that.
So you can give us a text, you can give us a call. I can see we've got someone calling through right now.
Yeah, g'day Kiwi, Steve. What are you up to for Anzac Day?
Bimby Park.
Oh, down to the Bimby Park. Do they do anything special?
Hopefully.
Do they do anything? I mean, Bimby Park, a beautiful camping spot in the Otway, Victoria region. I know it's your favourite place in the whole planet, but do they do anything for Anzac Day down there, or is it just a place to get away?
Well, you can't have a moment's silence or a minute's silence because all the birds and the critters get noisy, so you sort of up there.
Sounds
Love
pretty
it.
special.
Yeah, if you get up at 6 o'clock, I think you head up to the flagpole at the front there. They have a bit of a quiet time there.
Oh,
and
nice.
A reflection, so yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
No doubt. Well, do us a favour. When you're there, take a photo and send it to us, okay?
Yeah, will do.
Love
Not
it.
a problem.
Love it, mate. Love it. All right. Bless you heaps.
Thanks
Have a
for
safe
calling.
drive.
Take care. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, Kiwi Steve. Thanks for calling on through. Well, we'd love to hear what you're doing on Anzac Day.
Yeah, that's right.
Something special, going out with a family, you're involved in a service. Let us know what you're up to.
We're talking all things Anzac Day.
Oh.
I'm forbidden from saying the word cookie
No,
for the
you
next
can't.
half an hour. But I am on the hunt for anyone who has put choc chip in the Anzac cookies
Anzac
or biscuits so that I know if that's a possibility.
You keep saying that, you're going to make me say it. Stop it. Anzac biscuits. We'll come in the middle and say Anzac biscuits.
I might say I haven't been very busy on the Facebook page.
Okay.
I might post my finished cookies.
Oh,
biscuits,
yes. Let's
once I
do
get them
it.
done, particularly if they have choc chips in them, unless that's offensive to people.
No.
I
don't think I don't think it can be offensive. I've tried a few different experiences.
What could be offensive about a choc chip?
Nothing. Unless you're allergic to chocolate or something.
Wow,
But,
those poor people. There's a lot more.
But let us know. I would love to get some Anzac biscuits recipes over on Rise and Shine Vision at Facebook. So if you go to Facebook, open up that Facebook app, search for Rise and Shine Vision, give us a like, give us a follow, and post your Anzac recipes over there. That'd be great. But we want to hear what you're doing for Anzac Day. 1-800-316-316.
Well, I've got Carol from Gordonvale who've given us a call. Hey, Carol, what are you doing for Anzac Day?
I'm in a Aboriginal gospel choir.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
Our town in Gordonvale, where we live, we've been invited to sing the national anthem on Anzac Day, and also the RSL has invited us back with them to have brunch after.
Nice.
Amazing, Carol. How big is the choir?
There's about 12 of us.
Oh,
and it's actually my family.
Oh, that is so precious.
I love it. So you, whatever happens, you're going to be together with the family there, no matter what. I love it.
And what songs are you playing, Carol?
We're singing the national anthem. This is in the park, caught in the middle of the park.
Beautiful.
After the parade,
Mm-hmm.
we're singing the national anthem, and there's also a hymn called Abide.
Oh,
what is it?
yes.
Abide in a...
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, that's always so powerful, that song. Oh, well, Carol, if anyone's in Gordonvale, they need to come along and listen.
Yeah, we're in the park, and this is amazing. This is what God has suddenly been like doing with us. We've only just formed.
Wow.
Since Christmas. We've only just formed since Christmas, and we've been singing, invited by the town, actually, to sing Christmas carols at Christmas time, where we sang last Christmas, and we're booked for this year.
Oh, wow.
Also, already, we've sung in the shopping centres as well.
Oh, my God.
And now we got invited to sing the national anthem at ANZAC.
Wow.
Love it.
Well, you'll have to send us a recording, Carol. It sounds like you must be an awesome choir.
Yeah, well, we just give God all the glory because we're being invited as a Christian group to sing Christian songs at secular events.
That's the
Great
best.
opportunity.
That's the best.
Amazing.
So good.
God
So
is
good.
God is good.
Amen. Yeah. Amen, Carol. What a great story. Love that one. Well, go fantastically. And you've got to send us some photos of you guys all singing or something.
I will, yeah. That would be awesome.
Love it. Love it. All right. Bless you heaps, Carol. And thank you so much for your call.
Thank you, and God bless.
God bless.
Thank you for your ministry.
Oh, bless you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Carol.
It's beautiful. We love it.
Oh, love you too, Carol. Love it and love what you're doing.
Great opportunity.
Yeah, with the family out there singing. I hope, Carol, you have to send us some photographs, some videos, something like that. That would be great. We'll pop it up on our Facebook page. Let us know what you're doing for ANZAC Day.
We're talking all things ANZAC Day.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days away. It's good to get prepared, and we're asking what you're up to. This ANZAC Day, can give us a call. You can send us a text, and that's what Joe has done. We've got Joe from the Gold Coast on the line. Now, Joe, you've got a crazy ANZAC story for us.
I actually remember being in Alice Springs, 38 weeks pregnant, on the town side, which is the rough rock track side with no light, to get up there to do dawn service.
Oh, my God. Wait. At 38 weeks pregnant, you did that?
Yep.
Very impressive.
That is committed.
Wow.
I think the diggers might be going, okay, listen, we love the commitment.
Get a year off.
But you can take, but I love your commitment there. How long ago was that?
Absolutely. Well, my daughter turns 19 in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
19 years ago. And we've been doing as many dawn services as we can. It's something like my parents are not Australian. My parents are English, but my heritage is grandparents fighting in the wars for England. So this is my country, and it's just really important for us.
Yeah.
So we've instilled that in my kids. My daughter is actually working on ANZAC Day, unfortunately. And she's still going to get up and go to a dawn service.
Oh, good girl.
Commitment.
This is the 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, she's had a good...
She's been doing it since before she was born.
Exactly.
In the womb.
Exactly. She was doing it negative 2 weeks. I mean, my goodness. Now, now, Joe, I know you're on the Gold Coast. Is there a particular... I know there's ANZAC Day services all across Australia. Is there one in particular that you love that you take the family to?
Well, there's a two that we kind of bounce between. We do the Helensvale one, which is a bit more pomp and ceremony service kind of thing.
Yes.
That's at the Bowls Club, I think it is, at Helensvale.
Yes.
And the other one we have done is Maudslin, which is a bit more country town feel.
Yep.
I like that too. It is on our bucket list to go to, is it Elephant Rock?
Yes.
One year.
Very famous.
That is you got to get up early to get a good seat on that one. That is a popular one down near the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary down there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bucket list one for us, which we intend to do in the next couple of years.
Beautiful.
And sometimes we do the gunfire breakfast afterwards. Other times we go home and we make it ourselves.
Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome.
This year we actually have extras joining us this year because they can't be with their families. So,
Love it.
So
That's a good idea.
We're going to go home. I'm going to make all the eggs and bacon and everything and do it at home and just have some extras because they can't be with their families. So I think that's important as well.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. Love it, Joe. Hey, bless you. Praying that it's a really special day on Thursday for you all.
Yeah, thanks. You too, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Joe. Well, if you've got any memories you want to share or even a recipe, head over to Facebook, facebook.com/Rise and Shine Vision. Very easy to find.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and Shine with Fel DJ on Vision.
sending us into the day with a great song. We call it the Curtain Call.
Yes.
And it's that time now to hand over to someone. And DJ, I can see the line is ringing. I've got Michael from Maruya on the line.
We haven't heard from Michael for ages. Michael, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, thanks, DJ.
Now, what song can we play for you?
The Man on the Middle Cross by Rhett Walker.
Classic. Yeah, we can totally play that one for you. You're a big fan of this one?
Yeah, I liked it as soon as I heard it, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, good that you can share it with everyone else. It's one of those popular ones that I've heard of even a bit, so good choice, Michael. Oh, very good. Oh, well, thank you so much, Michael. You have an awesome day.
You too. God bless you both.
God bless.
I heard the preacher talking about 3 wooden crosses upon a hill for everyone to see.
That's Man on the Middle Cross by Rhett Walker. Going out to Michael and Maruya for our curtain call.
I'll let you say that one. I still can't say where he's from. Good to hear from you, Michael. Love that one. I haven't heard that one for a little while there. Man on the Middle Cross. Well, on that note, time for us to get on out of here. Leave you to your Tuesday. Hope and praying that it's a good one. Please keep the ANZAC Day memories, plans, and ANZAC biscuit recipes coming.
You know what I would love, DJ?
Yeah.
I love the stories around heroism and the great people, the men and women who went out to serve the country.
Oh.
If you have a story of someone in your family and you want to share it with the country, maybe tomorrow we could open up the lines and get some of those stories.
Please, we love this because I think this is why ANZAC Day rings so loudly for Australia and why it's still considered such a special holiday for so many people is because that idea of sacrifice, that idea of someone giving their life for somebody else rings so true in the way that God has made us. And I think there's echoes of what Jesus has done for us in there, of course. So we want to hear your stories. We'd love it if there's a family connection. Keep them coming. You can always follow us over on Facebook at Rise and Shine Vision. If you do a search, you can like us and follow us over there. We'd love to hear from you. All right, well, have a great Tuesday. We'll see you bright and early for your Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.